Welcome to the Weekly Blend, your source for TV, movie, video games, and comics. I'm Lasse Lund.
I'm Greg Santee.
I'm Sam Lucina.
And I'm Corey Burris.
And we are doing our top 5 of 2010, and this one is our top 5 movies. So I'll get us going. My number 5 for 2010 was How to Train Your Dragon. Fun little animated work from DreamWorks. My number 4 was The Book of Eli, a great post-apocalyptic movie. Reminded me a lot of Fallout 3, which I really enjoyed, and so it was kind of cool to see that in movie form.
But the main guy way cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. And I liked how the whole narrative went.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Inception. Christopher Nolan, great filmmaker, great movie. Number 2 was True Grit, was just I was immensely entertained by that movie. I loved the dialogue, I loved the story, I loved the characters. Great movie. But the number 1 for me was Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3.
Yeah, just because
he's in baby mode.
I'm in baby mode, and
I have kids, and it didn't make my list.
I guess I'd say that just because it is great to be nostalgic about the toys that you grew up with, and I just thought it ended the movie perfectly at the end, and it ended the whole trilogy perfectly. Could not have done a better job of ending it at the end. So it's my number 1.
I'll give you that. Okay, so for me, number 5 was Shutter Island. Which I really did enjoy and was weird. I was having a hard time following everything, and I do like being pulled along in a movie like that. Number 4 was a movie that I thought I was going to hate, but The Crazies. Now, have you guys seen The Crazies?
Haven't.
Because I know I talked about it a little bit, but man, I just love the way it was done, and anyway, I'm not going to go into describing it. Inception was my number 3. I don't have time to describe it. Number 3 was Inception. I think it was on yours as well. Great movie. Go see it if you haven't. Number 2 was How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, number 2.
I absolutely adored that freaking movie. I just loved it. And then number 1 was Book of Eli.
Hey, number 1.
On your list,
wow.
I just loved that movie.
It was really well done.
It was
really
extremely well done, and I loved how it ended and how it just brought a chapter to close, if you will.
I need to go back and watch it one more time.
I think I'll pick up on a lot more the more I
Yeah.
watch it, but yeah. So that's my list.
All right. My number 5 was Shutter Island. I just really enjoyed that one. It's a good, detective, psychological movie. My number 4 was Iron Man 2. I'm a comic guy, so seeing Iron Man on big screen, War Machine, that made my day. Number 3, for nostalgic reasons, was Tron Legacy. Saw that movie 3 times in the theater. Not the greatest story or most in-depth story.
Very
but
enjoyable, though.
Just very visual,
Yep.
a great visual experience. Number 2 for me was Inception. I enjoyed the heck out of that movie. Had everything I could ever want. Crazy visuals, gunfights, car chases, great actors. So it's kind of what I need in my movies. My number 1 was The Town.
Yeah,
Which
I regret not seeing that.
In my opinion, probably the best bank heist movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
And
So,
go back and watch
I
that
There's
one.
so many
probably agree with you on that.
There are like so many recommendations for this movie. I like, and I really do not
Yeah,
want
I
to see
didn't
it
want to say this
actively.
before I got into my list. This really was one of the best years for movies that we've had in a really long time. Because I had a hard time cutting. I cut Toy Story 3, which I think was a great movie, off of my list. And there's other movies that I probably I had to cut down.
There were so many I didn't get to see that were amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Number 5, Book of Eli was for me. I liked
I didn't think that one
movie
was
a
going to
lot.
make your list.
Well, I really liked it. The only reason it didn't go higher on my list, like Greg put it as number 1, I could never do that because I just felt like it had a lull point in the middle where it was I wasn't totally captivated, but I loved the twist at the end. I didn't see that coming, and that's awesome.
Oh.
It's got a very visual style, too.
Number 4 for me was How to Train Your Dragon, and to me it beats out Toy Story 3 because it does what Avatar did, that kind of spectacle moment of
Yes.
when you're flying with the dragons and all that stuff.
Did you see it in 3D?
I just love the
I did not
story.
see
I heard the
3D.
3D and it was some of the best 3D available.
Hold on.
I saw it on
that-
Blu-ray.
That marketing was done by them themselves.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know who.
Well, Mike-
Well, maybe they were right.
They may have been right, but
Mike agreed with that.
Did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mike
I didn't see it.
Well,
in 3D.
yeah,
Mike agrees with marketing.
Called
and
Moneyball, actually.
Coca-Cola, it is the real choice. Number 3 for me was The Town, and I'm with you, Sam. That was an absolutely incredible movie. I wavered on how high, but my top 3 really are 3 of some of the best movies I've seen ever.
Yeah.
So. The Town. Number 2 for me was Social Network. I love Social Network. When they said, "Hey, we're making a movie about Facebook," I never knew that that's what we were getting, and I was I was
We all thought it
You
was
could
going to
not
be You've
fathom
Got
that.
Mail, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
what everybody thought
like,
the Facebook
and
movie was
I'm
going
not
to
a
be.
huge Justin Timberlake fan, but he was incredible in that movie. Like,
Huh.
there's just wow. Number one for me, hands down, was Inception. I think that they balanced like kind of this amazing like storyline that there was a lot of depth to it, but it also had like the amazing action that you kind of need to keep you drawn into it. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that Nolan does better than anybody else.
I like that even though it was a hard movie to understand, they explained it really
Yeah, they
well
really did.
in the movie.
Yeah,
Like they
exactly.
explained it to where it's like, oh, that makes sense.
And
you
yet
know?
they left that little bit open at the end where it just
You kind of got to figure it out a little
Great.
bit. Yeah.
I want to see it. Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious what our movie of the year.
The only one that made all of our lists.
made all of our lists pretty high up on all of our lists. So Inception.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations, Inception.
You can always check out everything we have at theweeklyblend.com. You can also check us out on Twitter, twitter.com/Forthurst.
/Lassa1.
/Greg Santee.
And /Sam Messina.
Until next time.